Your level of self-esteem or self-worth, your sense of personal value, the amount that you like yourself and respect yourself determines the entire quality of your life. It determines the goals you set and how big they are. It determines how much you believe in yourself, which is how much you persist in your goals. It determines what you learn. It determines how much you like other people, how much they like you back. So the psychology of achievement is based around this concept that the more you do the things that make you feel good about yourself, which is setting goals, working toward them, treating people well, learning, taking good care of yourself, all the positive things that you do, raise your self-esteem, improve your self-image, improve the quality of your relationships with other people, and enable you to have a wonderful life. Take the first step. The first step is always the hardest step because it forces you, like a chick breaking out of an egg when it hatches. The first step forces you to break out of your comfort zone. And the comfort zone is so strong that probably 90% of people are held back from their full potential all their lives because of this vice-like comfort zone. And when you take the first step, the only way you can do it is break out. And suddenly you see the second step and the third step and the fourth step. And then as you take the steps, your self-esteem goes up and your self-confidence goes up and you become more creative and you start to think of all kinds of ideas and people say, what's gotten into you? I mean, what are you smoking? Because whatever it is, you should share it with the others. And so this is the difference between top people, is they have a big idea of what's possible and they take the first step. Yeah. The key to success is what is called future orientation. That means top people, top 10% of people, think about the future most of the time. They think about the future most of the time, and they practice a concept used by top people called idealization. They idealize, they imagine they have no limitations, and they imagine you could wave a magic wand and make your future perfect in every way. So we say there's 4 areas. The first area is, of course, your income, your career, your work. If it was perfect, if you're earning the kind of money you wanted, doing what you wanted to do with the people you wanted to do it, what would it look like 5 years from now, and how would it be different from today? And the same thing we say is with your relationships and your family. If your family life and lifestyle was perfect, how would it be different from today? And so, but if you don't think about these things, you'll just go on the same way forever doing what you're doing. Yeah. Ask if your health was perfect, how would it be different? And finally, if your financial situation was perfect in every way, how would it be different from today? And then, what is the first thing you could do, the first step, right now, to make your future life perfect in every way? And whatever it is, just take the first step. You have to understand that there is a great power in the universe that is trying to get you the ideas you need to achieve your goals. Sometimes you just find one idea that will cause your life to go off into a different direction, change it completely, but you never know what the idea is going to be, so you must bombard your mind with many ideas. Just knowing that the right idea will come to you at the right time. Yeah. And it always does. It always does if you will just keep being open to new ideas. Decide upon your goals and your most important goal, and then every day begin your day with a list. The best time to write a list is the night before, because when you write a list the night before, the next morning you'll come up with all kinds of ideas for the list. It's like goals for the day. Then what you do is you look at your list and you say, if I could only do one thing on this list, what one activity, what one task would I want to be sure to complete before I left town for a month? All right? And that becomes your most important task for the day. Now, the eat the frog concept comes from a story where they say the first thing that you do in the morning is you eat a live frog. You'll have the satisfaction of going through the day knowing that's probably the worst thing that can happen to you, is eating a live frog. And the 2 corollaries of this principle are, if you have to eat 2 frogs, eat the ugliest one first. Now, the frog is your biggest task. It's the one you're most likely to procrastinate on. It's also the one that will have the greatest positive impact on your career if you do it now. And so if you have 2 really important tasks, do the most important one. We say do the worst first. Do the biggest, ugliest one. And the second corollary is that if you have to eat a frog at all, it does not pay to sit and look at it for too long. So what you do is you start on that task. Do the task that has the biggest ramifications first. And then discipline yourself to work single-mindedly at that task. No matter what happens, if you get pulled away, keep coming back to the task like a gyroscope keeps coming back to center. Keep on that task because you've now decided that everything else is a relative waste of time except this task. It doesn't mean they're a waste of time, but relative or in comparison with this task, everything else is secondary or worse. If you can do that and develop the habit of doing that, you will double your productivity the first day, and it will just continue to increase for the rest of your career. You will be so productive, you'll get so much done, you'll get more responsibilities, you'll get more opportunities. But here's the wonderful thing. Everybody wants to feel like a winner. Everybody wants to feel like a winner. So how do you get the winning feeling? Simple answer, you win. Okay, how do you win? Well, you cross the finish line first. Now, fortunately, in life, what successful people do is they set up finish lines for themselves that they can cross. And so, if you complete a task of any value, it's like winning a little bit, and you feel like a winner. You start, you work, you complete the task. Even if all you do is wash your car and clean out the inside, you stand back, you feel happy. Because whenever you win, your brain releases endorphins. And endorphins are called nature's happy drug. And they make you feel happy. And your self-esteem goes up. And your self-confidence goes up. And you feel happier and more personable. You're actually a more charming person, believe it or not. When you set up a task and you complete it, you feel like a winner. Your endorphins go up. Your self-esteem improves. Your self-confidence goes up. Now, if you have a list of tasks to do, and you choose to do your most important task, and you complete it, you get a rush. It's called an endorphin rush, like that, and your brain releases endorphins, which flood your system and make you actually feel exhilarated. You almost laugh out loud. You're happy. Your heart rate goes up. You're smiling. Sometimes you will stay and will work late at night to complete a task, and you get it done at 2 or 3 in the morning, and you finish it, and even though you should be exhausted, you're happy. You can't sleep. You're walking around. You watch television. Because you feel great. So what do winners do? Is they recreate this feeling over and over until it becomes a positive addiction. Now, positive addiction is a very interesting subject. You can get a negative addiction to an illegal drug, or you can develop a positive addiction to endorphins. And positive addictions are fed by setting and completing important tasks, tasks that have an important role in your life. People say, well, don't you lose your spontaneity if you're always working on top tasks? No, you're happy all the time, and you are respected and esteemed by the people around you, and you feel proud, and you have a positive self-image, and people like you, and you earn more money. What's to complain about that? So therefore, it's a very simple thing. Make a list, identify your most important task, start on that, and stay with it until it's done. If all the work you have to do, there are 2 types of tasks. There are A tasks that move you toward your most important goals, doubling your income, improving your lifestyle, increasing your sales and marketing. There are B tasks that do not move you towards your goals, conversations, playing with the internet, reading the paper, going for lunch. In many cases, they move you away from your goals. So here's the rule. Do only A tasks. Do not do B tasks at all. If you will do only A tasks, the tasks that move you toward what you say you want, only those tasks, and then you do the tasks that move you the fastest toward what you want, your most important task, you will have a wonderful life. But most people, 80% or more of people, spend their entire days on B tasks, tasks that are fun, small, irrelevant, useless, make no contribution to their careers, and they don't understand why 10 years have gone by and their income has gone up at the rate of inflation. Whereas the people who've been working on A tasks, their income goes up and up and up. No matter how many things you do, how many tasks you do in a week or a month, and it's usually 20 or 30, 3 of those tasks account for 90% of your value. Only 3. And you make a list of all of your tasks. If you could only do one thing on this list, one task on this list all day long, which one task would have the greatest positive impact on your career? Which one task? Well, it'll usually pop. It'll jump out at you. So you put a circle around it. Then you say, if you could only do 2 things all day long, which would be number 2? And you put a circle around that. If you could only do 3 things all day long, which would be number 3? Put a circle around that. And suddenly, it's almost like all these other tasks fade. Like in a camera shoot, in a movie, they fade, and those 3 tasks are sitting there, like those 3 magic tasks, and you realize, oh my God, those are my big 3. Everything else is secondary. Everything else can be done by someone else, or done later, or not done at all. And then you focus on the 3. Do fewer things, but do more important things, and do them more often and get better at them. Repeat. Do fewer things, the big three. Do more important things. Do more of them. Spend more of your day working on those three tasks, and then get better at those tasks so you can get more of them done faster at a higher level of quality. If you will practice the law of three, you'll transform your life. If you combine that with the eat the frog and work on your most important task, the one that can contribute the most value, and you can do that until it becomes a habit, just automatic. You get up in the morning and you just start work on your most important task, and you say, no, I don't do that. I don't do little tasks. Those are not my job. So you, person who's watching this right now, is your management, not labor. Think of yourself as management and do your three tasks. If you can do that until it becomes a habit, you're going to conquer the world.